Hey, how's it going, everybody? We'll be playing this War of Mine, the board game, for a second time. The last playthrough was the very first time I tried all this out, so I'm trying to improve the setup, but I already have everything set up. Everything's already been shuffled on the board. Today we're playing with Marin, the garage owner, Amira, the homeless, and Roman, the deserter. So, as usual, everyone starts with Hunger 2. I have my starting resources in my storage. And we can already, we can go ahead and start day one. So start with drawing the event card in the morning. Now the chapter 1 card is always going to be the same. You always just determine which objectives you're going to get. You'll have the final in the bottom, which there's only one final card in this game. So once you know it once, it doesn't change. I won't spoil it for you if you haven't seen it yet, but there will be minor spoilers when I start reading the scripts, so just be aware of that. And then you'll pick 2 other normal objectives. You can put them face up, so just like the last game, I actually got the water delivery for local thugs, so if I can deliver the 5 water after chapter 1 is done, or when chapter 2 starts, I can add 10 wood or components to the storage. So that's pretty nice. Instead of having to discard 6 token or resources starting with the most expensive. That's the penalty for not giving the thugs the water they want. So I can discard this card already since I already took care of that. Now we go into the day actions phase. At the moment, everyone's only going to have 2 actions. Marin has a special ability. If he goes to poke around, he gets to add 3 to his black die roll. Amira has a special ability, but that's for scavenging. She gets a free vegetable every time she goes out to scavenge. And Roman's special ability is military training, since he's a deserter from the military here. During combat, Roman always rolls the yellow combat die, unless he has a better weapon. Now, I don't think that goes towards night raids, because I think actual combat is when you're fighting against the tokens, when you're out scavenging. So that'll be useless if I leave him here, but he does have prowess 3, so he can help defend against night raids a lot better. Or it could be Marin, since he has prowess of 1. So one thing I do have to keep in mind this time when I go out and about to scavenge, everyone here happens to have a habit, so that makes the game a little bit harder. Marin, he likes to drink coffee or his misery goes up. Amira likes to drink either moonshine or alcohol. So she's homeless, she likes to drink, just drink away her problems. And Roman likes to smoke. So while I'm out and about, I'm really going to try to keep my eye out for pretty much everything. So that way people's misery just doesn't go up. Alright, so we'll start with opening up our house. I always like to get rid of these 2 heaps first, just to try to get more resources in. And I can have someone start digging some rubble. Just depends where I want to. Or maybe I'll change it up. I'll start going this way and open this whole floor up. So he'll go to this spot right here with a lockpick. Nobody needs a shovel. I'm not going through rubble. So I'll just go left to right and do everyone's actions. So for the first heap pile, I get an electrical part, a water. So that's really good because now everyone's going to have water this round. And 3 components. So this will get removed from the game. Let's see what Amira finds. We got a weapon part, some sugar, See if I can find the token there. There it goes. Got a little sugar. 5 components, so I'm just going to take one and put it in the storage ×5 spot. And 2 wood. So I've got a decent amount of things here. Again, this gets removed from the game. Now, Roman over here, he's going to try to open the closed door with the lockpick, but it's not always a guarantee, so I have to roll the fate die. If I roll a 1 to 3, nothing happens, and I just get the lockpick back. If I roll a 4 to 10, we discard the lockpick, and I get to open the door. So a 4, so that's a pass. So this will get put back in the box. Hopefully I can find another one later. And we'll open this door. 1 component and 1 wood, and then this gets removed. So let me see, 2, 4, 5. Just gonna put that in the ×5 just to clean up a little bit. Same with the wood. Alright, so that was everyone's first action. For the second action, get everyone back. I don't have any mechanical parts, so I still need to wait to build a lot of these fittings. But I can build a bed that'll become really useful for after, mainly on the next round. I can rest people up and have them take naps to lower their fatigue. A simple heater. That can be good, but you do have to use a lot of resources to keep the fire going. And metal workshop. It's one way to get a lockpick back if I can get my hands on mechanical parts along with components. So I think I am going to build a bed though. So I'll just keep that to the side. Like I said, I want to open this up. So I'll have one of the characters go there with the shovel. I can have Marin poke about since he gets his +3 to the roll. And maybe build a bed up here. Right on the ladder. So I'm going to go left to right. And one thing to note, it does say in the rules that even though I'm getting components here, let's say I didn't have enough for the bed and I got some here, well, you're not supposed to use components that you just obtained in that same action phase, because it's all supposed to be happening at the same time, even though I'm doing it one by one. So if I do get something here, I already know I have plenty just because I have some in the ×5, but if I was low, then you'd probably want to pull your gains and put them on the side, and then when you try to build, just make sure you're only using it from what you have in the storage. So just keep that in mind. So where was I? Okay, I was going to roll to see what he found when he was poking around, and he gets that +3 of this. 5, 6, 7, 8. So I get 3 wood, 3 components, however I want. I have 13 components and 7 wood, so I think I'll just get 3 wood. Amira, she's going to spend 1 turn with the shovel that I could put back in storage, and the rubble just turns into rubble remnants. She'll still have to dig again to get through it. And then Roman, he's going to build his bed. He needs 3 components and 4 wood. So these 5 will just give me a change of 1. That'll just go back there. And the 3 components are right here. This is the 3 wood I got from Marin, so I'm just going to put that there. And I'll put my bed there. Alright, everyone only got 2 day actions because the hunger is slowing them down a little bit. So now that the day action is done, we're going to go into the Dusk Phase. So first thing you do is check for water. If you can drink some, or if you want to, go ahead. I have 3 waters, so I will have everybody drink 1 water. I don't want their misery or hunger going up that fast. Same thing with now in the hunger phase. I'm going to do the same thing. I'll just go ahead and give everyone a raw food, which will make it go down by 1. So at the moment, everyone's going to have 3 actions the next round, but that'll change pretty much right now because everyone's fatigue is about to go up from exploring and whatnot. So let's see. I will keep Roman here to guard because of his prowess 3. So that way he can just re-roll 3 times and hopefully defend against the night raids. And Marin and Amir will go out to scavenge. So for the locations that I drew out, I have in the close spot, I have Sniper Junction. Then in the distant spot, Derelict Squat. And then the far spot, Ruined Block of Flats. Sniper Junction looks kind of scary because when you go there, it says at the beginning of scavenging, resolve 660. On the other games I've played, I usually avoid that, and I'm not sure if it's a good idea to start there, especially the fact that I don't have any weapons with me. Maybe if I had a gun, then I would go and see if I can take out the sniper. I mean, I really don't know what would happen there, but I think I'll just go to the squat. So I'm going to draw 12 cards. 1, 2, 3. And they have a closed door and a basement entrance. So I don't have a lockpick anymore. That would have been nice in case I did run into a closed door. The basement entrance, I know I would need the shovel if I went somewhere that had rubble, so I don't need to take the shovel with me. So that's less weight I have to take care of. Okay, we'll just go with nothing and start exploring. First card. We have some furniture. It's marked private, but we don't have to worry about that because there are no residents in the expiration slot. If there was a resident and it said, if you try to steal from private, then maybe roll something or read the script, or it could be someone that attacks you. It just depends on the actual residence card. But for now, there's nothing. I think I'm going to play it safe, and because I can either return 2 expiration cards or raise the noise by 1 and then roll for noise, give me a chance of running to residence. But I'll just play it safe and return 2. So I get to check out the furniture in this place. This is a pretty nice find. We have herbal meds. We have jewelry, which is going to be great for trading, because that's worth a whopping 10, and there's really no other reason for jewelry besides trading. We got a weapon part, a filter, which is really awesome find because now I can try to work towards making my rain catcher. I just have to find the part in the box. There it goes. And I get to roll the D10 to see if I have a special finding. So a 1 to 6 in this area is nothing. So I'm looking for 7 or higher. A 7. We get a herb. So again, I like to separate my things that don't weigh anything. Usually put those on top. And the things that do have weight, I'll put those on the bottom, because at the end, when I'm choosing my findings, these are going to come back with me no matter what, but then these ought to determine what I want to take, what I want to leave behind. So now that I've dealt with this, this will get discard it or shuffle back in. Just before I forget, I am going to use Amira's special ability here, the quite okay. Once per scavenging, when a mirror present, add 1 vegetable to the findings. Alright, let's keep on exploring. I have a basement entrance, which it is on this location, so we can actually resolve this. If you wanted to, you can either resolve this now, or you could place an expiration slot and resolve it later. So I guess you can time it right, because what's going to happen, we're going to enter and it says raise the noise by 3 and then roll for noise. So I could see why you'd want to save this for later. Maybe something happened where the noise went back down, then you at least have a chance of not rolling for people. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and enter the basement. So this will go up to 4 after, oh, and roll for noise. So I'm looking for a 5 or higher. A 3. So that means before I finish this up, I need to draw a residence card. And we have civilians. It turns out that there are miserable people hiding in here. Mostly the elderly, women, and children. Place this card on the expiration slot. Until you leave this location, whenever you take anything from an expiration card marked as private, you're going to roll the black die and you're going to compare it to whoever is here with their empathy score. So both of their empathy score is 5, so I would want to roll a 6 or higher, because if not, then their misery is going to go up. I can also return an expiration card to talk or trade with them. So that is one thing I do like about the residents sometimes, is the trading with them, because especially now that I have this jewelry and maybe this weapon part that I don't really want to use, I'll probably keep this here, and on the last expiration, hopefully I find more things and then trade with them to get items that I actually want. So, but at the moment we do have civilians here, and now I'll continue the basement entrance. So this says add 5 cards. So I essentially gave myself more time. Also, you may discard this card during the scavenging to draw and resolve 2 finding cards instead of 1. Now, I've run into this card before, and I feel like it's a little bit confusing, because is this saying that after I put the 5 cards, that I guess I keep this here, and then the next time I go into findings, then I discard it? So I think they could have done the wording a little bit better on the basement, but the way I've been playing it, yeah, I just kind of keep it to the side. The next time I get a findings card, I'll discard this to resolve 2 instead of just 1. So now that that's done, I'll keep exploring. Oh, and I forgot, when I did the roll for noise and when I drew the residence card, whenever you draw a residence card, the noise gets reset. Because this next card just reminded me, tough luck, roll for noise. So luckily it's back at 1, and as long as I don't roll that, I'll be okay. 7. No problem. Keep moving on. Stairs up, look for another way, return 2 expiration cards, or enter, raise the noise by 2, or roll for noise. I think I'm just going to return 2 cards, especially since I got 5 more from the basement entrance, so it's not hurting me. Keep moving on. So see, now we have a private pantry, and I really don't want to start trying to get my misery up if I explore this. So I'm just, yeah, I'm trying to have a nice start to this game. It's only the first day. Hopefully I'm not that desperate yet, but I'm just going to ignore this card. Hopefully we can find another one that's not private. Alright, we have a reality impact. Something unexpected has happened. Draw a card from the colors deck. Just going to draw the top one. They're already shuffled. Now, here we go. Day 1, already with the black. I think the black just means they can be more extreme. I know it's not always a negative to draw the black, but maybe it's more adult content. Who knows? So now it says then draw from the expiration deck and